Here it comes. We're live.
Hello, we are live. Hello, friends.
Awesome.
How's it going? My name is Heather, and who are
I,
you?
I am Anne Marie. We forgot to introduce ourselves last week. And hi,
We are actually
Anastasia.
going to introduce ourselves. Oh, hello, Gary. Nice to
And
see
Gary,
you.
hello. Hello. Oh my goodness.
Yay, we
Yeah,
have friends. How
yeah.
fun.
And
So, for
June,
anyone
hello.
anyone who's in my chat, I'm linking Anne Marie right now. And you can click on that link and go subscribe to Anne Marie. And we can, if you're on my chat, make sure you jump off and go watch part of the video on Anne Marie's channel as well. And give her a like if you enjoy the video. That'd be awesome because it is streaming on both of our channels today.
Yeah, that's fun to do. I think it's a lot of fun to do that.
I really like it. I think it's awesome. And I'm
Hmm.
so happy we have some friends here. This is so
Yeah.
fun.
Lori.
Lori, hi.
Lori,
Yay.
hello. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
Yes, I agree.
It
So
is.
today we're doing another Mary Kay video. Do you want to
Yeah.
get the video up and then you can tell us about who we're looking at today?
Sure. Jenny Rose, hello, hello.
Yay. Hi,
Okay,
Jenny.
I will share screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting really good at this now, I
You
think.
are.
Oh,
Hi,
there's that
Charlene.
share. Oh, I thought my sister was on here. Her
Oh,
name is Charlene. And I was like, what? There's no way. I didn't even give her the link, so she couldn't possibly be.
friend of the channel, Charlene, is here. I'm seeing some other people jump on. I just put my own channel in the chat. Oops. I meant to
Oh,
put
so what?
Anne Marie's channel in the chat.
Oh, Marie, hello. Lazy little leopard. Oh, that's so cute. I love that chucklehead, Charlene. That's funny. My dad used to say that sometimes he would call us a chucklehead.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know why. That was in the 70s, but anyway. And
You want
Carol,
to highlight
hello.
your link that I just put in the chat so people can see it?
Oh, sure. There it
Yeah.
is.
Go subscribe to Anne Marie. That would be amazing. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so
Yeah.
what are we watching?
Oh,
Who is this lady?
we are watching Pamela Waldrop Shaw,
Hmm.
and she's in the Diamond seminar. That they just call it that because there's so many people at Mary Kay. They call them different seminars. So they have Diamond, Ruby, um, Emerald, and stuff. They
Hmm.
just have some of them like that. And I think there's 5 of them. And
Okay.
I actually was in Pearl. There's Pearl. They just go on and on. So I was actually in this Diamond one with this Pamela Waldrop Shaw as way up there. So she she talks very well. I
Yes.
When I was watching some of her stuff, it's like, oh my goodness, she's good. She really is. I didn't remember because that was in the 90s, I guess, when I saw her last in person. Oh, what is that? It's the name of all of my socials. It's the name of my small business.
Woo!
Oh, that's cute.
I
What is
love
your small business? I want to know now.
Yeah,
You have to tell us.
awesome.
Yeah. So she's been in, I think she said since 1986. So she's been doing it for 31, 37 years, something like that. She's been in a very, very long time.
Yes.
Um,
And she's not that old either.
no, she's not. She started
Maybe
when she was
in her
26.
50s.
Yeah. Because she said she
Yeah.
started when she was 26. So that's kind of like who we're watching. And she was giving like a speech, to everybody who is at the seminar, kind of a
Hmm.
class speech on how to, fight for fight for your dreams. You got to fight to move along and, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Oh,
that's basically what she does. Yes.
and I remember there's a brief trigger warning because she mentioned, I thought it was cancer, but she mentioned
ALS.
her spouse passing away from ALS. So if you don't want to hear mention of death or like sickness, you can skip this one. And also a brief mention of, I think, alcoholism potentially,
Oh,
from what
yes.
I can
Yeah.
remember. So
Yeah.
very brief, it's like 2 seconds, but just in
Mhm.
case you don't want to hear that. And
Yeah.
I think we're good. Are you
All
good? I
right.
think we can start.
Hello, Sam.
Hi,
Hello. Oh my
Sam.
goodness. We're all set to go. We have
Yay.
some friends ready to watch.
I
Oh,
know. It's
you're a fiber artist. Wait, what did she say? She's a fiber artist. The main thing I am known for is crocheting beds for cats. Oh, that's really
Ooh, yeah.
cute. I don't have a cat, but doesn't mean
Aw,
I don't like them. But oh my gosh, that is so cute.
exactly.
Okay.
So cute.
And also, Mary Kay.
Yeah.
And where are we? Remember to take your, oh, yeah,
Yes, thank
definitely
you,
Jenny
Jen.
Rose. Hello. Okay, are we all ready? And you
Yes.
got to wave at me when you want to stop.
Yes. Okay, bye, Marie. No problem. See you later.
Yes. Oh, she has to go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All righty. So
Okay.
let's hit the play. All set? We're all set.
Yes.
Well, as a sales director, Pamela Waldrop Shaw
Can you hear it?
led her unit to the $1 Million Circle of Excellence 8 times, her highest in the $1,350,000 circle. She was a top 10 sales director nationwide 6 times. She's been a runner-up to the Queen of Unit Sales for her seminar 3 times and Queen 2 times. Debuting as a national sales director out of the Nanstraudt area in 2000, her highest monthly check so far is over $55,000. And she's a Mary Kay multimillionaire with over $8 million in commissions. Pam,
When he said 55,000, he means 55,000 per month. It's not per year. That's per month that she makes.
Yeah.
Okay.
has achieved Diamond Circle status 9 times and has been a member of the exclusive Inner Circle 7 times. She is proud to have Julia Burnett, Leah Laughlin, and Barbara Johnson debut as national sales directors from her area. Pam has also received the highest honor in Mary Kay when she was named the annual Go Give winner for her seminar in 1994.
Pause. I just wanted to let him say all of that because there's all these random accolades, like Inner Circle, Queen of something or other, that is just so meaningful and important in Mary Kay. But then when you look at that outside of Mary Kay specifically, not just MLMs, you will see like that doesn't mean anything in real life. But in Mary Kay, it's all about the status and having all these things after your name. And my blur is cutting me off.
What's cutting you off?
My blur.
Oh, and yeah, Sam, she mentioned mentioned that it might lose, and it's literally a couple of seconds about her son. That's it. She doesn't even say much about it. It's really, really quick.
Yeah.
Queen's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Queen.
So many random accolades, and also 8 million in commissions. Is that profit?
Over her, well, that would be hers. Yeah, the commission she got, but it's not necessarily profit because when you sell it for double. So when you buy a Mary Kay thing, like say if it's $50, you pay $25, then you sell it for $50. That's why they say it's a 50-50 split. Okay. So it may or may not be a complete 8 million, but it sounds good. You know what I mean? So, and it doesn't include, her expenses, of course, and then the buying the product for one thing, and having that on hand. But when you get to her level, you don't buy product anymore because you don't have any time because you're too busy trying to get everybody to do their job as far as doing all of their purchases. So you're not really purchasing anything anymore. You're just trying to get everybody else excited to do that. So it just keeps going.
Are you still required to purchase your own product in Mary Kay for inventory to sell? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. You still have to purchase whatever you're going to sell. And every, I think it was every month or 2 months, whatever it was just a couple of months. You had to spend $240, I think it was, every month or 2 months. Otherwise you get deactivated.
Okay. So the people at the top, they don't bother purchasing over the minimums, because they don't need to sell, right?
Yeah, at that stage, they're not going to make them do that, of course.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's cool. Lania. She's
Linnea.
Oh, I like that even better.
Hi, Linnea.
That's pretty. Dropping in before joining the replay crew. That's so funny. And then over her time in the company, yes, so far that's what she's earned. So she's been in the company 37 years or something, or 30, whatever she's going to mention. And so, yeah, that's over that amount of time. So
Is that great over 30 years? I wouldn't even know how to do that math.
Yeah, I don't know that it is really either. But then again, I don't know. Emery, hello. Yeah, I don't know that it's really that impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it is impressive in its own way, but when you really figure out how much things cost and where it's all coming from, it's not that much, I don't think. I mean, that's a lot of money, but in this scenario, I don't think it is.
Anne-Marie, I'm just going to turn my camera off for a few seconds and then I'll come back, but I'm still here, okay?
All right. So should I play?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Independent Executive National Sales Director, Pamela Waldrop Shaw.
You stole my bidding card. Thank you, Mike. Good morning, Diamond Seminar. Woo. Calm down. You know, when your body's in a state of emotion and you want to use a word that might make you afraid, but you use a different word, like I am so excited right now.
Pause.
I'm gratefully standing in a victory that was birthed.
You wanted me to pause?
Yeah, I did a video a million years ago about Mary Kay from like the 60s or the 70s, and they had so many different jewelry pieces, like a little bumblebee, a little ladder. It was a ribbon that you cut off when you, like, for every party you had, you cut a piece off the ribbon. When you were in, was there like a lot of status connected to those jewelry pieces? Was that a big deal to get one?
We had the ladder. The piece of cutting, I don't remember that at all ever, but that doesn't mean that they didn't do it before I got in it. But yeah, we always had the ladder, and you really wanted to, start moving up the ladder, which is kind of hard. You have to spend a lot of money to move up the ladder because you're a star consultant. But again, like even with paparazzi, you're only a star consultant because you purchased something. So,
because I'm just seeing all the jewelry on her. Like she's wearing necklaces and then she has little pins, and I can't really tell what they are, but I just wonder if that's like one of the useless recognition things.
Yeah, all the pins she has on her, yes. That's all Mary Kay in this jacket. This is the jacket is the the uniform for the national sales directors for that year. And actually I really love the jacket for this year, for the 2017 year. That's really pretty. I love shiny stuff.
Do you have to pay for that jacket?
Yeah, you pay for your own jackets. Yeah, I still, like I said, I got my red one, the red jacket. I still have it sitting in my closet, and that was a little over $90. So with tax, about $100 I spent on this jacket, which I didn't even earn the jacket technically because she put people under me. But she wanted me to wear the red jacket because that's how they get people involved when you do the little events to bring people to it. So they show all the red jackets, that look what you can be. They all have 3 people, and
it's another useless status symbol too, because the red jacket, I'm sure it's pretty. I'm sure it was fun. And lots of people agree, like, she looks fantastic. That's a beautiful jacket, but I would rather be paid a living wage.
Yeah. This one made me laugh. Die of embarrassment if I was crowned anything. Yeah, I had a hard time with that when I went to the I didn't get crowned for anything, obviously. But when the last when I was with that what's her face, Kimberly Copeland, when we did her a while ago, that was my national sales director. And when we went to seminar and stuff, it was really weird because she wanted us to walk across the stage so we could feel what it's like. And it was terrible. I hated it because she wanted to take everybody's picture up there, so that you can visualize and, put it on a poster or whatever. And I was like, this isn't for me. I don't want to be noticed, like that at all. I usually don't want to be noticed anyway. So being in a whole group of a stadium like that, to me, it is embarrassing. I find it very embarrassing because you really didn't do anything.
Mhm.
technically. Nothing special.
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Okay, I'm ready.
Okie doke.
Years ago. People come into your life, some for a reason, some for a season, and some for a lifetime. This moment, it represents a collection of each, but right now, I'm most grateful for those lifers. Thank you, Epic family, the Shaw area, whose leaders ignite excellence and legacy accomplishment, the Revolution National area, led by the fierce and passionate Julia Burnett, and the Unleashed National area, led by the masterful and wise Leah Laughlin. I'm blessed. I am blessed to share the journey with these brilliant souls. Thank you for being so vividly present to each shared moment that we have, and for leading with extraordinary vision into our epic future. You know, there are many pathways our lives could take, each choice leading to a different lifestyle or outcome, and I hope to inspire you to get out of your own way, to seize this extraordinary standalone opportunity whose legacy has no competition. The way to it can be framed in one simple but thought-provoking truth. You're going to have to fight for the life you want to live. When was the last time you were wholeheartedly all in for a goal that really mattered? You know, there are times in your life when you think a new thought, you take a new...
I am often wholeheartedly in for a goal that really matters.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get a certain job, and I got it, and I got the kind of job that I wanted. I wanted to be a good spouse when I got married, and I'm a wonderful spouse. I think day to day, we have to try really hard to achieve important things. It's not just in the MLM sense. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, totally makes sense. And
Yeah.
and Google are acting like this. No, using color jackets, promoting to diamonds. Yeah, I'm walking across the stage. Yeah, Mary Kay, well, when she was alive, she would hand out, because see up here, she has, let me try this. Up here, this right here, that's a bee.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
the bumblebee thing is a big thing in Mary Kay because they are an amazing little bee, but they're so big and fat that technically, based on their size with their wings, they're not really even supposed to be able to fly, but they do.
Right.
So that's why she has the bumblebee, because, you know, we're all meant to fly, and, you know, anyway. So,
and it's just, instead of paying people, we give them these useless titles and clothing. And in that old video I did of Mary Kay, she was giving out awards for being wonderful. She said, you're just wonderful, so here's a trophy. And recognition in the MLM context is a little bit more sinister, because you're not just trying to be nice, you're trying to be nice and love bomb someone to keep them in for as long as possible.
And they do. Oh gosh, just seeing how everything is now, being on the outside of it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, you know, you believed them, and, you know, but you do. It happens.
Okay, I'm ready if you are.
Okay.
New action for the purpose of getting a different result. These are called turning points in our lives. And it's said at the end of our lives, they can be shaped and defined by 10 significant events, 7 critical decisions, and 5 influential people. I pray this week that's one of those for you. Yes, all in for your Mary Kay business, to be a part of one of the most exciting growth movements that our company has ever had in its history, but also all in for your own life. I was working 80 to 90 hours a week as a 26-year-old high school English and dance teacher, drill team coach in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, when behind the scenes, hello Floridians, behind the scenes, a sales director, Nancy Perry, had taken Mary Kay's 10 Skincare Party Week Challenge, and she had taken it from Mary Kay Ash personally. Nancy warm-chatted a teaching buddy who became a hostess, invited Libby, one of my roommates, to her party. They did not invite me. Libby immediately became an independent beauty consultant against only discouragement from us. 31 years ago, this past April, was my first Mary Kay event, and I reluctantly attended it as a guest after relentless invitations to see Libby get her star consultant ribbon. I live in Kentucky. We have county fairs. Cows get ribbons. So I was uncomfortable.
Sorry, I have a lot to say about this for some reason.
No, go ahead. That's why we're here.
Right? She started when she was 26. She's now, she's at least 56. That's a lot of life. Right?
I
you
think so.
change a lot. You go through new experiences, and I can't imagine like going through your entire adulthood in an MLM. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just kept going up and up and up because she kept, getting more people. And 30, 31, whatever years ago, Mary Kay was still quite new. It was only about 20 years old.
Right.
So it had the appeal to be able to get people. Oh, that's funny. Get ribbons too. Lots of animals do. Yeah. Yeah. Her little cow comment was kind of funny.
Does she have a famous mom in Mary Kay?
Oh,
You kind
yes.
of those?
And actually,
Is that
yeah.
Gail?
What's that?
Is that Gail?
The Gail Gaston. Yeah, she's Robin Wright's mom, Robin Wright Kern's mom. So she was, I was under all of people in her group. So I think it was Diamond that we were in, what she ever was in. So I've been trying to find stuff on her and, any trainings and stuff, but there is none. So I was like, oh my gosh. So there was something called Truth Finder. Oh, you could find these people. And I did. But then there was also, she sued Mary Kay. And I'm trying to find out why and what happened. I was trying to get into like the court records and stuff.
Yeah.
So I have more to do on that, but I can't believe that she did that. So that's probably why I can't find any trainings or anything with her that she would have put on YouTube or anything, because she sued Mary Kay for something, and I really want to know what.
And what's Gail's last name? Gail what?
Gaston. Gaston. Yeah, Gail Gaston.
Okay,
So,
maybe I'll Google her.
Yeah, I've been trying to find stuff and I just can't. So I don't know if it all had to get taken down when she sued them or whatever. I have no idea. So that explains why I can't find her.
And I have one more thing. The sob story, of course. She was a young person and she worked 1 million hours and didn't have time to do anything else, and then found Mary Kay, and then her life was changed forever.
Yeah, and I don't even know what to say to that, but yes, you're right.
Yeah.
It was changed forever. But working 90 hours a week. So if you work 40 normal, and then some people will work 80, so then you're working how many hour days? So 8 and 8 is 16. So then you're working at least 16 hours a day to 20 hours. To me, that sounds almost impossible to do while going to school full time, because she was going to school during that too.
Was she? She was a teacher. She said she was a teacher. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so she's, I guess going to school, not really, but yeah, she was a teacher with cheerleaders, and then she was also a teacher, and I forgot what class she said she taught.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of hours. How would she even find time for Mary Kay? You could never sleep.
You wouldn't sleep. Yeah, because you would go home, shower, eat, and then you would have to be back at work in like 2 hours.
Yeah. So we'll see how she claims to have done it.
Yeah.
And she wants to know too. Anastasia, we're on it. We're going to try and find her. Yes, we will. I got to know.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Oops.
Oh, it's okay. It was like 5.
I was working
5:30.
What happened?
an hour a day.
Where did it go?
So,
oh my God.
Do you see it? It's okay. Do you see the red line, the dot? I'm pointing to it like you can see it. Do you see the?
Oh.
Yeah. So I think like if you go along the bottom line and you see 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
This was the wrong one. I know exactly which one we're supposed to be on.
This is it, isn't it?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Okay.
She has 2. This is the one we're on.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Good catch. I did not realize. I was like, oh, she just needs
from us. 31 years ago, this past April, was my first Mary Kay event, and I reluctantly attended it as a guest after relentless invitations to see Libby get her Star Consultant ribbon. I live in Kentucky. We have county fairs. Cows get ribbons. So I was uncomfortable with the high-pitched rah-rah ribbon culture, but I liked Nancy, even with my insanely overpacked, complicated schedule. Certainly, I didn't want to sell Mary Kay. I was sure about that. But I somehow agreed to meet with her the very next night at 9 p.m. on my way home from drill team practice at the end of a 14-hour day. She was good. Like many of you, least likely to say yes, I left as a new independent beauty consultant. The idea that I could sell enough product to go to Kentucky for Christmas to buy presents for my family without my mother helping me out, again, was, however, more appealing in theory than actually doing it. $16,000 in personal credit card debt, earning $19,000 a year, I found a way to start with Star Inventory at her coaching. I also earned my pearls of sharing when a student of mine who was leaving for college hinted she'd like a part-time business in cosmetics. Reluctantly, I told her what I had done, and I gave Nancy her phone number. That student, my first team member in Mary Kay, led her $1 million unit to #1 in Pearl Seminar, building her national area today, Cindy Machado Flippin.
Thoughts on her recruiting her student?
Well, where else was she gonna go if she's at school
Yeah.
so much? But still, yeah, that's kind of,
A little
I
bit
don't,
sketchy. Even though like the kid might have been graduated, she formed like a close bond with them while they were a minor. And I wonder, do you think people in MLMs or Mary Kay like maybe like plant seeds when the people are younger, so when they're of legal age they could recruit them? Like, did you ever
Yeah.
come across that?
yeah, my national sales director used to do that. And she actually did it with her own daughter.
Yeah.
As soon as they turn 18, she's ready to get them signed up. But yeah, she'll have teenage parties and stuff and kind of get them all excited about it. And then she would recruit 18-year-olds at that point. And yes, I love her shoes too. But I was watching. What's that?
She looks amazing.
Yeah, her shoes I love. But again, I haven't worn those since I used to work in an office, but I never wore stilettos. Though that's what those are. They're
Yeah.
skinny. I've never worn a pair of those. I'd be afraid I'd break my neck, even
Yeah.
way back when I weighed 2 pounds,
And one last thing, I just typed in Star Consultant Mary Kay, and I see, to participate in the quarterly Star Consultant program, you must place a minimum of 1,800 in wholesale Section 1 orders received and accepted by the company during the program quarter. So
That's a lot.
And do you get praised and recognized by the company if you're a Star Consultant?
Oh, by your group, you do, but not by the company itself. They just kind of keep track of it. But your director and,
Okay.
working with you, they'll bring you in front of the group and say, oh, look, she's a Star Consultant. You can do the same thing. And, all that stuff. Yes, it is. That's a lot. I had no idea it was that high for a quarter. It wasn't that high before. So I wonder what's going on.
I just Googled it quick.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot. I didn't even think to Google it because I just didn't.
It is.
So, yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot.
Marie, like what we chatted about earlier, I'm going to turn my camera off just for a few minutes.
Okay.
And I'm still here though.
Okay, so if you want me to stop, just say, hey.
Just say pause. Okay. Sounds good.
Yes.
I'm still here.
Okay.
God is also handing you the pieces of your life puzzle. I could not understand why Nancy wrote to me, I believe in you postcards at what seemed like weekly. I wanted her to stop telling me that she saw me as a director because she was wasting her time and she was wasting her stamp. I was a teacher. My parents were teachers. I loved my job, all 90 hours of it. It's what I did. I adored my students, but she was a bulldog, and she kept her vision for what could be in front of me, tenacious, pointing me to see it. The summer ending my 4th year teaching, I didn't return to Kentucky to work at my summer job at Mammoth Cave National Park. Rather, I stayed in Florida for camps with each of the teams that I coached. I had 10 boxes of Mary Kay. That Star Inventory that I purchased? It was still in the boxes. I tripped over it to go to the bathroom, and I tripped over it to go to my bedroom. And out of the blue, a drill team mom called to say she heard I was selling Mary Kay, and could she host a party? How did she know? I hadn't told anybody. She booked me. She coached me. I wore pink that day. It was 105 in South Florida. All I knew to do was just to show up in pink and sweat, and that's what I did. I rang her doorbell, box in hand, my starter kit unopened, in tow. She said, what's that? I said, I think it's everything we need, Carol.
I have something to say about this.
Go for it. What do you have to say?
Well, she was saying that she had the boxes and stuff tripping over them.
Yes.
And she never even opened them.
That's not good.
And it's true. That's kind of like basically what you do with it. But I will admit though, when you open the boxes and you smell the cosmetics,
Yeah.
I love that smell, but I like the whole beauty world in general. I've always liked it since I was a kid. But That's exactly right. And so the way she's making it sound, when she said that lady was a bulldog to get her in this, and that's exactly
Yeah.
the way they act.
Predatory. Were they like, was she like, what am I trying to say? Pursuing her?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah, that's what she kept doing. It sounds like she was sending her a note every week, she said. And
Oh.
showing up, they make it sound like it's so simple. So she says, oh, I just showed up with my box and, I think everything is in here. I didn't know if we had everything in here.
Yeah.
And it makes it sound like, okay, I was just so dumb. I had no idea what I was doing. My national sales director used to say that. I just did what they told me because I was just so dumb. And I'm thinking, okay, fine, you're dumb. But that's how she used to portray it, to make us feel like, we're probably better than her being dumb and we should just follow what they say. Because that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to follow exactly the way they lay it out for you, because then they're going to be guaranteed possibly that you're going to start recruiting people.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it sounds like she didn't respect you and keep pushing you to sell makeup instead of supporting you in your teaching job. Yes. And that's exactly right. And then Mammoth Cave, sidebar, if you're scared to visit a cave, try going to Mammoth Cave. It's super big inside. You know what? Visiting caves is fun. I do like it myself. Oh, hello, Factress. That's cute.
And you and I have talked about this before, about like feigning relatability, feigning not knowing really what you're doing, or kind of being like a hot mess, right?
Right.
Oh, I couldn't even brush my teeth today, and I still found time to work my business, and you should be able to do it too.
Right.
And it's kind of related to what you just said there, right? Like I'm not very smart, and I can work my business.
So can you.
Yeah,
that's what they do. And I could never do the fake thing. It really bugged me a lot. I really couldn't do it, and I didn't. That's probably why I couldn't go anywhere. It's because I couldn't lie. I just couldn't do it. Okay, all set?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay.
In spite of myself, they purchased over $400, and I left and thought, dang, I'm good. I was good. I'm a natural. I held parties all summer. I sold everything that I had, 100% of my product. I had a few Mr. K things that we used to have on the shelf. I sold all of my money and went back. I thought I was done with my Mary Kay Venture. I went back to school in August. Have you ever walked into your job, looked around and said, why am I here? Why do I not see anybody that I even like? And I heard God speak in my spirit, get out of here.
Pause.
I said, Lord, I can't get out.
Sorry. Talking about not enjoying your job. Not everyone needs to be 100% fulfilled at work. Not everyone needs to have best friends at work. I feel like majority of people may want someone who is semi-respectful to them and who they can connect with and feel safe and valued while at work. Not everyone needs to have a life-changing job. And then, of course, someone said earlier, faith manipulation, right? So she was at work feeling unfulfilled, and then God was whispering in her ear to get out.
Yeah. In her spirit. She said that she loved doing school and she liked doing the education before. That's what she thought, to do. Her parents were educators and stuff like that. It sounded like she liked to do it. And then the cheerleading stuff or whatever she said she was doing there with the squad, whatever they were called. She enjoyed doing all that. So now all of a sudden she walks in and why am I here? Well, that's where she wanted to be.
Yeah. And of course we have to be unhappy with our jobs so we can find on the limb, right?
Yes, exactly right. And when she said that she sold everything that she had and got all her money back, I don't believe that. I can't believe that. I would literally have to see her receipts from selling, because that never happens. Never. I have never seen or heard of anyone ever selling out what they had in their house. It's just not possible. So I don't know. I can't believe her when she says that. I can't.
Same. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Out of here. You called me to South Florida. I want to teach. I want to speak. I want to write. And in my spirit, I heard him say, get out of here. Lord, I want to teach. I want to speak. I want to write. In my spirit, you're going to teach. You're going to speak. You're going to write. And I'm going to blow your mind. But you're going to have to get out of here. My 5th year teaching, I was under contract. So I absolutely could not see leaving. I don't know the last time you disobeyed God, but what follows is usually a challenging season. Nancy coerced me to go to an October weekend event in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, I hit the wrong one.
That makes me mad. So if we're not successful in Mary Kay, it's because we disobeyed God and he's giving us a challenging season. Is that what she's saying? Is that what she's going to tell her consultants?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That makes me so upset.
And I know there's a gajillion religions out there too. So if she's just talking about God, what about, the other people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
Oh, thank you, Sherry. That's so nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Aw, we love doing it. Trust me.
It's
We
our
do.
favorite. And sorry, guys, I had my camera off for a while. I have eye issues, and I had a heat compress on my eyeballs. And I might need to do it one more time during our stream. But
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what she's getting ready to do. So are you ready or not yet?
yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Just enough balance on one credit card to go. And she said that I could lay out at the pool and grade papers most of the weekend. So I thought it'd be a great getaway. And so I did go ahead and go to the Mary Kay event. Little did I know that at that event, the first NSD I would ever meet would rock my world. 36-year-old Cheryl Warfield was God's gateway into the vision that I would catch for my leadership journey. Her charisma, her bold clarity, her passionate words of what could be, it captivated me. And I was changed at that event. Have you ever sat in a situation and felt, somehow, I've wasted my time. I've made some poor choices. I feel behind in my life. That was me. Cheryl's success and confidence, it was the mirror God placed in my conscious mind as I did a strong evaluation that day, a first in my adult life. I went back home. I put my photo with Cheryl on my bathroom mirror, and along with 3 + 3 + 300, 3 parties plus 3 face interviews plus 300 in sales written in lipstick, it also said, if I can do this, I can do anything. Little did I know how true that would prove to be. My teaching and coaching load didn't.
Did you ever do that 333, 300 in sales, 3 interviews, 3 parties?
I tried everything that they
Okay.
did because with all the challenges they give you and stuff during the MMOs, questioning anything, just remember that God brought you here, and if you leave, you'll have a challenging season.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. She sounds a bit Amway-ish. Oh yeah, that's exactly how it sounds. So what was I saying?
I was
You asked-
asking about like the 3 meeting or 3,
Yes.
yeah, 333.
Yeah, they want you to put it on your mirrors and stuff like that. And I didn't. No, I didn't. But the person that I signed up under, she had it all on her mirror. So at that time, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I should be doing this because look at all this she has on here. And it just makes you think that. And it's like, okay, then she's going places. Well, she was as disappointed and aggravated as I was. She didn't do well either. And by all rights, by doing all that stuff, we should have done very well. But it doesn't always work. They wanted us also to do in 30 days to do at least 30 people, but the goal was 100 people in a month to do 100 faces.
What?
And I know that's a lot of people. And they made it, and that was actually her sister, Kimberly's sister, that was giving that little speech in her house about doing that many people. And that's a lot. You're lucky if you can get 2 or 1 even, to come or even to do it. So getting
Unless you're
100.
an influencer, unless you have like 10,000 followers who will do anything you say, right? Oh, thank you, Sherry. That's so nice.
Yeah,
I have a
it's not-
specialist appointment in November. So
Mhm.
I'll suffer until then.
So God shoves someone else's success in your face to make you feel bad. That's what it sounds like to me. When they're saying that, you could take that so many different ways as to just trying to make you feel guilty.
Mhm.
And whatever, to have to do it. Well, if they can do it, I can do it. Why am I such a loser? And why can't? Because I've thought that stuff, years ago, and being in the MLMs. Why can't I do this?
Yeah.
Why can they all do this and why can't I? What's wrong with me? And that's exactly what you think, and you never can catch up to where they are. Never. And you get very discouraged. And well, I did anyway. I know lots of people did, also that have done it, that were in some of the MLMs I was in. But you get very discouraged, and you get very negative self-talking back to yourself. Like, you're you're just a loser person. You can't really do this. What's wrong? So, and then, but the Bible said that we're not supposed to covet what others have, but be thankful for what we have. Exactly. Contradictory. Oh, yes.
I love that. That's an interesting point. And I think it makes sense that you would feel guilty because you're told, just do what I tell you to do, just manifest, just write it on the mirror, and you'll get whatever rank you want to get. And then you do everything, and then you aren't able to find that level of success. Because what they don't say is she was in 31 years ago, and it was an easier time to recruit into an MLM 31 years ago than it is today.
Because they were pretty new.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I just said they never acknowledge their own privilege. They never say it was easier for me to recruit because I got in earlier.
Exactly, because Amway and Mary Kay were, to me, like the really big ones. I know there were vacuum cleaner people and stuff, but it wasn't the same. Going door to door, like on the Lucy show. I don't know if anybody even knows who Lucy is anymore, but I love that show. Growing up watching it, and having door to door people, that was a different type of salesperson. But the MLMs basically, I believe, did start with Amway and then Mary Kay, and it was also new. People were very excited to join. So that was totally different way back then. And I'm sure not everyone made it to the top then either.
No, of course not. I'm ready.
Okay.
Enlightened, but paralyzed by fear and no Mary Kay skills, I was all in. Except I was all talk and no walk, October, November, and December. Excited, clear, the vision, no action. Prior to leaving for Christmas break, I promised Nancy I would do whatever she told me when I came back, and you know what? I did. Returning to Florida on the 30th of December for New Year's Eve, I stayed home while my roommates went to Key West. I wrote out goals in a makeshift design book and set up a homemade focus folder. Against fear and overwhelming insecurity, I got on the phone. I booked parties and interviews and guests to meeting. I was still scared to death, but I was at that place that I couldn't not do it. You've got to fight for the life you want to live. Have you ever had a feeling a knowing that if you don't do something, you'll miss the destiny that's marked out for you? Well, that was my gut. Still, my full-time job, all those 90 hours of weekly work responsibilities. I went on target for my career car in January, and then I had to make a critical decision. Without adding 6 college hours, my teaching certificate would expire by the end of June. There wasn't time to keep my school commitments, build my Mary Kay business, and take the extra college courses. So the decision was made to let my teaching certificate expire. I turned into a time management beast. At age 26, I gave up dating and going out. Oh, yes, I did. A 9-hour-a-night sleeper, I sacrificed sleep, going on about 4 hours a night for 6 months, the last 3 with strep throat. Social and sleep were the only negotiable time slots that weren't demanded.
And that's insane. That when she mentions that, the sleep that she didn't get and stuff, and that's exactly how the MLMs work. You're constantly, it's in here all the time, and you never get a chance to, just think about anything else because you're so worried that, you're not going to get, up in there, up high and stuff like that. So that's when she was saying that, oh gosh, what did she just say a few minutes ago about the hours that she worked and stuff? So it's kind of like the FOMO, the fear of missing out stuff. Yep. That's kind of like what she's doing. Even they all do that when they're talking to you and trying to give you all these, talks and stuff. And so that's what she's doing to them. So since she worked 90 hours and only, she sacrificed her sleep and her social life, she is saying that you're not expected to, but she's saying you're expected to do something like that drastic to be able to work this business 24 hours a day. So I that's what she's saying to me.
And how is this an appealing pitch? So a 26-year-old who doesn't have kids should be able to go out and hang out with their friends when they want to, and they don't have responsibilities fully yet. That's what I'm trying to get at. If you are not yet parents yet, you should be able to go out with your friends and date and figure your life out and not worry too much and just live. And then when you have kids, you don't have that level of freedom anymore. And it's it's so strange. Like, you were a young person. Why did you have to sacrifice what young people without children do, without other responsibilities do? And I need sleep.
Exactly.
I can't function like one day with 4 hours of sleep. That sucks, but I'll survive. More than that, that's miserable. More than one day, miserable.
And that's extremely unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because your body is not getting the full amount of hours for your brain to, do whatever it does inside every night, regenerating you and all that stuff. And so your body doesn't get to do what it's supposed to do. So then that can cause other things, like heart problems, high blood pressure, and all that other stuff. So that's not appealing. It's not appealing.
And why is your behavior praised? Why is that held up on a pedestal? It should be like, get your sleep, have your free time, have work-life balance, because that's what an average reasonable boss will tell you. I know there are some bosses who are dicks and don't care about their employees, but an average reasonable boss will want you to go to bed, have time with your friends. They'll try to limit your overtime so you're not working till 10 o'clock every night, Yeah.
That's exactly right. So yeah, it's to me nuts, because after working 90 hours a week, wouldn't she need to let off a little steam even? You know what I mean? I'm just going to go to a movie. And even if she fell asleep in the movie, she still got some rest and she was out just sitting, after all that. I'm sorry, what?
Or order some pizza.
There you go. Simple. Yeah. So this is not an exciting way to get people involved. But when you're there and she's saying all this, then it's kind of like, well, oh my gosh, if she can do all that, why can't I? I don't have this problem. I don't have to work 90 hours a week, so I have so much.
So why can't I do it?
Right. And we even did that too. They tell you, everybody has the same amount of time. It's what you do with your time and blah, blah, blah. And so they had us break down our weeks. So by hours. And then when I saw that, there's like all these technical leftover hours, but I need to sleep. And what if I take an extra long shower? What if I, want to go for a walk with my dog? There's no time for any of that stuff. It's all eliminated. So it's full of baloney.
Can't stand that. I have a question. I'm hearing myself echoing a little bit. Is my audio okay? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, there's no echo here.
Okay. Thank you. I'm ready.
Okay.
Went from mostly out to all in, and there's a big difference. It was then that I learned how to make appropriate sacrifices instead of making excuses. I attended my first seminar as a brand new independent sales director. Within 3 months, I had 2 car-earning offspring sales director, and our first pink Cadillac was delivered. Within 6 months, they had both quit and returned product. By the end of that year, the poorly managed unit attrition entangled with those dynamics placed me at decision time again. I was struggling. I went home for Christmas and my dad asked about that January meeting you have. Broke again and embarrassed. Dad gave me his hard-earned mulch money to go to leadership conference. I don't recall what I heard or what happened exactly there, but I know that being around winning people whose voices and vision exceeded mine, it changed my thinking, and it ultimately changed my direction. Your next depends on the way you do now. It was key then, and it's key today. I recommitted, and my journey went on an acceleration binge up the career path. Cadillacs, meeting and marrying the love of my life, birthing our only son, trips around the world, Mary Kay's throne, debuting our national area, friendships beyond expectations, experiencing countless Instagram moments of the Mary Kay life. And then my story takes a turn. At age 38, after multiple wrong diagnoses.
Sorry, she's going to go into the things we gave a trigger warning for earlier. Brief mention of alcoholism and sickness. And so you can pop off now if you don't want to hear that. I have a question. She's talking about her business falling apart, attrition, her top people quitting and leaving and returning products. Did you hear about that happening with the top people? Like, did that news ever trickle down to the average consultant? Were you guys aware of that stuff happening?
The directors would talk about stuff like that, but not a lot. She went over it really fast, and that's kind of like what they do. They'll mention it, but then they'll say that that's where that bathtub thing I told you about, that you want them to go. If they're going to go, let them go so you don't waste your time. So yeah, it was mentioned, but really fast like she did, but you got to let them go down the drain, basically. So yeah, everything is an emotional Herculean struggle that leads to untold wealth and happiness every time. Yes. Little by little to get their goals. Everyone must suffer intensely. Yeah. Exactly. I totally agree because that's exactly how it is. They all have a story, all of them.
And
And I
sorry.
no, go ahead.
It's tough because to have your own small business, I think there is a level of suffering because you are not going to make money right away. You're going to have slower months. You're going to lose money some months. But in the MLM context, they're not just opening up an Etsy shop or a restaurant. They're being told they're a business owner when they're a salesperson, and they're in a system that's literally made for them to fail. While an Etsy shop owner, they're not doomed from the start. I don't really know
No.
what the point was.
Well, probably because you build up slowly. So when you do your own
Yeah.
business, you could decide, oh gosh, selling these, little jingle balls isn't working. So maybe I'll switch to something else, see what other people like. And maybe you'll make little doll houses or something. And oh, people love these. So
Yeah,
it's all the trial and error for yourself. And you can decide to do that. But with this, you can't. You have
exactly.
to sell what they give you,
And
basically.
the prices they give you and the way they tell you to sell it, you have to
Mhm.
sell it. You can't be creative and do it
Mhm.
the way you want to do it, even though it is our own business.
Yeah.
So why
And a lot of
can't we decide?
Right. Yeah, and a lot of times, well, my little director, she wasn't a national, she was just the regular director. She would say, okay, why don't you, they want you to make sales. So what they want you to do is to discount everything. So you've spent, the $25, and instead of selling it for 50, they'll want you to sell it for 30 or 35, something like that. Offer discounts to people. Well, why should I discount my side when Mary Kay didn't discount hers? So you basically are giving your stuff away, and that's what ends up happening. You just kind of end up giving it because nobody really wants to buy it. Very few people will buy a whole set from you. And I literally only sold one, and that's because I mentioned that I think a long time ago already, because she actually was a Mary Kay user. So I happened to meet her here in Texas and stuff. So she actually loved the product, and she was older though too, so she definitely was around when Mary Kay started. So she liked what they had, so she bought stuff, and that was the only time I sold a whole kit because she was out of everything she needed. And then when I told my director that, my ears went up because she sounded shocked that I sold. It was a very, very weird thing when I told her that, and I was thinking, oh, why did she sound so surprised? Aren't we supposed to do this? So yeah, that was a little red flag up here.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Diagnosis that involved a speech slur. Our worlds were rocked when a neurologist confirmed my late husband had ALS. 18 months later, on December 2nd, he went to be with the Lord. Our son Thomas was 12 when Jerry died. There's a book in me about those 10 years, so needless to say that filling in the blanks here is time prohibitive. But what I want to say to you is, whether you've lost a loved one, divorced, raised a child who was challenged in any way outside of what might feel normal or different or from what you had expected, whether for your child or niece or sister or cousin or spouse or in-laws who struggled with a deception or a diagnosis or a disappointment or a disability or an addiction, or just had a tough time maneuvering through a season, then you know your life has to adjust to the unexpected. As a widowed single mother guiding him through grief and puberty, it became impossible for me to commit to travel, as I couldn't bear to cancel and not explain why. There were times literally when physically I couldn't leave the house and nights that I didn't go to sleep. In faith, I made the decision to circle this business around my priorities, not giving up on the business and using my circumstances not as an excuse to cower. I didn't lose years grieving what I couldn't do. I continually prayed for God to show me what I could do and how I could do it. Because it's with his permission, I share my son, now 22, celebrates 16 months sobriety today, works at UPS in Louisville, Kentucky. You've got to fight for the life you want to live. Hardships don't disqualify you from promotion.
Hardships don't disqualify you from promotion. That's what she just said. That is a horrible experience. That is heartbreaking, and I'm so sorry she went through that. But we know in the MLM context, you're not just sharing hardships to connect with people. You're sharing hardships to connect with someone, yes, but for the purpose of bringing them into the MLM.
Mm-hmm.
To show I went through this life-changing, terrible experience, and I was still able to find success.
Exactly.
So you're going through something a quarter as bad as me. That was weird. You're going through something not as intense, not as severe, so you should be able to handle it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the same thing out of that. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
Life can be messy, but it's also full of fresh starts and second chances and do-overs. Likely the struggle you're in today is developing the strength that you'll need for tomorrow. Your current circumstance is shaping your next victory. If it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you. Instead of wishing your circumstance away, look for God's provision to make you better, more resilient, more qualified to become more through it. You've got to fight for the life you want to live. So let's break it down. Number one, identify your one thing. Your one thing. What is the one thing you know you need to do, stop doing, that would make the biggest difference in your life and your Mary Kay success? Don't act like you don't know. You've said it or thought it up countless times. A life principle that I teach often is you can't change what you won't acknowledge. Your worst enemy is the pattern of recycled thoughts and habits you entertain that aren't serving you well. Regrets can be difficult to move past, especially repeated regrets. If you want accelerated results, you must understand the accumulation factor. It's not the one day you take action in alignment with my goals and vision victory. It's the accumulation of small actions day after day that produce the result. Your habits are either the best of servants or the worst of...
She's not wrong about we should evaluate our habits, and evaluate actions that aren't serving us. However, I think in the MLM context, that can be like, why would you go out for dinner with your spouse? Why are you wasting time on date nights? That's not serving your business. You mentioned that you had to write out what you did every day. Were you ever told to take things out that you didn't need, that weren't helping your business?
Oh, well, if you're going out, like going out to dinner, like you were just mentioning, they always tell you to take your stuff with you, have it in your car, have a business card with you, keep little blessing bags, that kind of a thing, so you can give away, a little free gift to anybody because it'll make their day. I'm not saying it wouldn't make somebody's day. I mean, getting something for free is kind of fun, but they want you to carry stuff like that with you all the time. So it's basically you're always looking for someone that you can give something to, or try to get them to want to have a class with you or something.
So even if you're out on a date with your spouse, you'd be looking around and seeing.
Yeah, because you can't help it. Yeah. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, so you'd be like trying to recruit someone when you're out for dinner, when you're at the movies, or just at least looking for a prospect. Like, oh, she probably likes makeup. I'm going to go talk to her to give her my card.
Right. And people don't like that. They really don't. How many unrelated inspirations?
Right.
Yeah, people don't like that. They just really don't. Like when you're going through a line or whatever, they always bring up like Target or Starbucks, and those people probably don't want to do that for the rest of their lives. Give them a compliment on their makeup, or, give them a compliment on anything, and then give them a card and a free little, gift or a perfume or, something like that. So then, yes, you're always, on the lookout. And leaving a business card for an MLM to a waitress, to me, is insulting. To me, it's insulting, whether or not you leave a tip, which you should. But to me, that's very insulting to leave a business card, because maybe there are people who actually love being waitresses. They love being or what are they called when they're guys too? They're not waiters. Waiters.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of it. So yeah. So there are people who actually love it, that do it. So just assuming that they're in a job they hate, to me, is, very, I don't know, rude.
Oh.
Yeah, rude.
Because just because it doesn't fit your definition of a great job doesn't mean that the person does not enjoy it, doesn't mean that they're not proud of it, doesn't mean that they didn't work hard to get there. Right? So we shouldn't be judging other people's employment. And I love what Mr. Ranger Lab said here. There's always something that I'm like, I agree with that. I like that in the sense of just life. living
Right,
an
'cause
examined life, evaluating your behaviors. But in the MLM context, it's different. Go ahead.
No, that's right. The little kernels of wisdom or truth, and that's kind of like how that they can, like, it makes a little, oh, that's true, and then they go on with something else that you think you heard but you didn't hear of inspiration, and then again the little kernel of truth. It's a very
Yep.
very manipulative. It is
Yes.
a very manipulative, and you have to learn how to do this. It doesn't just come to you naturally. So
Oh.
you do have to take classes on sales and stuff like that with the directors and stuff. They teach you all this as you move up the road. But then as a national sales director, you're learning from the top people at Mary Kay telling you how to do this. So it's just all manipulation. It really is. Servers. Oh, yes. Okay, that too. They're servers. Exactly. Every grifter and con artist sprinkles in a little bit of truth. Yes, the rest of what they're selling seems true.
Such a
And if
good
it was
point.
always, people would see through it too easily. That's exactly right. 100%.
Love that. Paige
Yes.
Actress always has the best point. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Of masters, and you can't break a habit until you interrupt it and replace it with a new, better one, more suited for the accumulated result you want. My body, my money, my relationships, my career path, title, all the accumulation of choices which will stem from my habits. The private choice, when nobody's watching, precedes a moment lived out in public or on stage. What's your one thing? And what are two key behaviors that you'll choose to support that on a daily basis? Who will you tell? When will you start? How will you remain accountable? You got to fight for the life you want to live. Number 2, live intentionally. What entertains you, trains you. What you listen to, music, news, sermons, speeches, professors, pastors, mentors, leaders, politicians. What you watch, YouTube, Facebook, TV, Netflix, HBO, Snapchat, Instagram, movies. What you read, Bible, books, articles, posts, magazines, blogs. How you occupy your time, doing nothing, sleeping, eating, overeating, exercising, studying, reading, gaming, serving, working, cleaning, speaking, blogging, Google search. Holding a skincare party. Whatever you do, it trains your thoughts and it formulates your belief. What entertains you, trains you, period. You can't input one type of information and print out another. You can't.
What entertains you, trains you, period. I have a question. When you were in, did they villainize hobbies or reading the newspaper or things that they thought weren't productive?
Or a waste of time. Right. They
Yeah.
want you to be productive all the time. So yes, stuff like that was mentioned to where, well, if you can sit here and watch, whatever, you're going to watch a 2-hour show or a movie, you could
You
be
can work
doing
your
something for your business at the same time. So, getting little things together or make phone calls on commercials if you're watching something that has commercials. But these days, there's really basically no commercials. But yeah, they want you to do, something for it instead of just wasting your time doing something that you just want to chill out. So yeah, it is extra hobbies and stuff. They're not very encouraged at all because all of your time is spent trying to get customers and recruits.
What about, in Mary Kay, was personal development a big thing? So when you were driving to work, say, was anyone encouraged to listen to like CDs or ebooks or whatever that's called? Was that a thing in Mary Kay?
Yes, I bought so many self-help books over the years because there's always, to do better. And then they would talk about certain books that, oh, you must read this. And then as you're even reading some of these self-help books, you feel terrible, just as if they were telling you, if I can do this, anybody can. So the self-help books I just recently learned were just basically, I don't know how to explain it. They're not helpful. For one thing, they're not helpful at all. And if you need self-help, then seeing a therapist to talk to someone is far more productive than just sitting and reading a book and what one person has written about what you should do.
Mhm.
So talking it out is a lot better than, just reading the books. But yeah, I've had so many. I even donated a bunch of them actually recently. About 6 months ago or something, because I went through all of my books again because I love books, love books. So I went through them and even went to the half price books. We have something here that I never heard of until we moved to Texas. It's called half price books. And you can take in all your old books and they'll give you whatever they're worth at the time or, whatever. It's not much. I took a lot of curriculum and that I spent hundreds on, and they don't really give you much, but there's nothing you can do about it because I'm not going to use the book. So might as well let somebody else do it. But I gave a lot of self-help books back. The one that is really big was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That's a big book. And I gave that one away finally, and others, with some of these titles, because they were more, they weren't helpful. They were more, I would say, negative. They made you feel very negative about yourself. That's the best way to describe it. So I don't read those anymore. I don't. Yeah.
Like what Mr. Ranger Lab said, there's a kernel of truth in Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. However, there's not a kernel of truth in there or wisdom, I think they said. There's not wisdom in that if you're like feeling sick because you don't want to do something, or you're having a panic attack because you feel like you're doing something really unethical and you shouldn't be doing it, or you're worried about you're losing money. That is not one of the situations where you should just do it anyways. You should listen to your body and get out of the situation. Okay, let's see what we said here.
I must have read more than 30 self-help books. The same since childhood because of Amway. Yes. And they all say almost the same exact thing. And I do too. Feel much better mentally since you stopped reading them. Exactly. I don't read them anymore. And it's so much better because it's just a bunch of hooey, in a way that they, but they want you to read all these different books. And I did, but not helpful.
No. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Import one form of information and export another. God is clear. He created us with a brain and the ability to choose and to think, mind over matter. We're not victims of our biology or our DNA. His mercies are fresh every day. Every day, new neuron pathways open up in my brain to be used for good or for harm. Your and my thoughts take up valuable mental real estate. They're either keeping you in poverty and wealth in terms of your mental well-being because your thoughts are a choice. God created me in his image. God created you in his image, which is perfect, made for love, not fear, sound mind, not insanity. You don't like where this is going? Change what you listen to. Change what you watch, what you consume, what you read, what you do with your time, and you watch what follows, because you can't live your values until you know what they are. So what would a perfect day be like for you? Start to finish, frame your day, first 2 hours and last hour with intentional habits. Those 3 hours, the first 2 and the last 1, they're critical to your life as the foundation is to your home. Nobody is going to turn the noise off or live well for you. Only you can. You've got to fight for the life you want to live. Number 3, get your courage on. Throughout the day, we have many choices. Good from bad, it's pretty easy to discern. But good from best, it's a higher perspective. The biggest error in thinking is that other people feel like being disciplined. That you're the only one who struggles with the feelings instead of just doing what you said you would do or what you really want to do. Newsflash, it's never about feelings. It's always about courage. So once you set your goal, your mind goes about proving that you have opportunities to accomplish it. When you set a goal, your heart will start to nudge you. Call her. Hand out your card. When your heart gives you a little nudge, you literally have 5 seconds to make a courageous decision and to take action. If you let 5 seconds pass, you'll default to your old behavior. You'll go to your comfort zone. Your heart gives you a nudge. It takes you 2 seconds.
There's a lot here. I wanted her to finish her thought. I don't like the idea that we can choose our thoughts. I think in some cases, sure, we can. In other cases, that's why we seek therapy, because we might not be able to have full control over our emotions and how we perceive the world. Also, if I feel like they're saying that kind of thing to say, like, you're just having a negative thought about your business. It's not actually reality. Just change your thought and then you'll change your reality. So it's just a toxic positivity. And I don't like that. I don't like someone telling me that my thoughts aren't real. That's just made up and that I can just change them.
Right. And sometimes, like when a song gets stuck in your head, you can't get rid of it. You're not doing that on purpose to yourself. It just won't go away. There's a commercial that keeps playing over here. It's not on now, but I can't stop it in my head. It drives me. It's about Jardian or whatever, the little pill with a big story to tell. That commercial drives me crazy. It's a really cute commercial. She does a great job, but it's the jingle that I can't get out of my mind. So you can't always control what you think about. And even when you lay down in bed, sometimes your mind is just going and going, and you have to try and shut it off. But you just really can't control every thought you get. You just can't.
That's not you being negative if you're worried about your business. It's your brain telling you, maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And it seems a little bit gaslighty, like telling someone that their reality isn't actually true. Right. And that we're just making it up. Did you ever have experiences like that where like, oh, we're just negative, just focus on your impact instead, and then you'll find success kind of thing?
Yeah, they don't want you to have any negative thoughts whatsoever. Yeah. And they may not even necessarily be negative. You're just having a day where you're thinking, why can't I get this done? I couldn't get 7 people, booked for a party. So that's not negative, but they consider that negative because you should say that they have you do a no contest. And what that means is you have your sheet of paper and it's from 1 to 100. So then they say, when you call a person, you get a no, hurry up and get all the no's so that you can hurry up and get to the yes, because that's what you want. So it's all about numbers and stuff they tell you. So they want you to, do the no game. Well, it's not a game and it's not fun calling a lot of people and trying to get a yes. And half the people you don't want to bug, because that's basically what you're doing. To me, I think it's just bugging somebody. Oh yeah, brainwash yourself. Yes, there you go.
You really have to change your thought processes in order to be successful. And you have to just like, oh, I'm losing money every month, but this is God's plan for me. There's always, God is where you go. You are where God wants you to be. I've heard that a lot in MLMs. Yeah, you are not living out God's vision of his life for you. So you're not doing what God wants you to do if you leave.
It takes 90 seconds for a person to process and let feelings go. So she's pushing to act faster than the brain can truly process. Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. And what she was saying, like the 5-second rule, is her name Mel or something? Mel Robbins. Yes, Mel Robbins. That's where she got that from, because I heard, I watch YouTube, like I said. So the Mel Robbins one, she says, the 5-second thing, you have 5 seconds, for your brain to make a decision. So just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And don't even think about it. Just do it. So that's where she got that from. She got that from Mel Robbins. I'm positive, because I've seen Mel Robbins say that. So,
and again, that is reasonable advice day to day. If you're scared to go into a meeting with your boss, or you're scared to do your presentation or something, or to like go meet a friend somewhere, you know what I mean? Like in day-to-day life, if you're worried about something that you need to take care of, that's a great idea. Be like, no, I got to do this. I'm going to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you do it. But it's not the same in an MLM context, because they're wanting you to be toxically positive, ignore your gut instincts, and just do it anyways.
Exactly. Like when you want to wash dishes, you don't want to wash dishes. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's get these dishes done. Rah, rah. Yeah, you get yourself all excited to hurry up and get them done, because I love my sink all clean. Well, and sometimes you don't finish dishes. I didn't finish today, but I got them half done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure it's on purpose, because they don't want you to think. That's exactly right. They don't. And they tell you that, don't think about it. Just do, what we're telling you, and it's going to be okay. No, it's not.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Well said.
Yep.
Seconds to realize what's happening. That leaves you with 3. In chemistry, activation energy is defined as the force needed to start something, okay? So it's the minimum amount of energy that's required to activate atoms or molecules to a condition in which they can undergo chemical transformation or physical transport. You have to have an activation energy. Remember when you first jumped into a swimming pool, or some other first that took courage and childlike faith, and somebody counted 3, 2, 1, go. Remember? From now on, I'm going to invite you to recognize you have 5 seconds of courage. By the time you're aware, you have 3. So say it out loud with me. Go. Yeah. So whether it's talking to someone, or making the call, or extending that invitation, or getting out of bed, or putting down that drink, or doing the proper close at your party, just whisper to yourself, 3, 2, 1, go. It's your activation ritual. It takes courage to take action when your heart speaks, whispering at you, giving you a hint. Do this and do it now. You can't count on feeling brave enough or excited enough. You have to choose how you're going to act and just do it. If you take control of the moment, you'll take control of your life. Just get started. On 5, your heart speaks. On 3, you engage your prefrontal cortex and you interrupt your default. On 2, you insert the new choice, which gives you 1 go to choose courage. You got to fight for the life you want to live. I don't know what you're going through, although I know for many in the room.
I don't like saying to get out of bed, to put down the bottle, because you went from talking about business activities to things that are potentially very serious mental health struggles that one may need support from a professional from. And I don't like the thought of someone listening to that or like being at a conference and thinking, oh, that's all I have to do, and then I'll feel better.
And how does she know everybody has a bottle in their hand? You know what I mean? Not everybody does that. Sometimes there's just, years ago, there are some days when I go up and down with like depression too. I know a lot of us do. And that at that point, when my son was in 4th grade, I think it was, so that was quite a while ago. I remember having to just be in bed until he got home from school because I couldn't think of anything else. And then when he came home from school, I had to turn myself on because I had to be a mom. So I was doing a lot of downtime and I was just having a hard time during that time. And that went on for a couple of weeks. And then, I talked to somebody, her name is Jill. She was a lady that I've been working with like since I was 29 off and on all these years. But just thinking about what we used to talk about, that really helped me to, let's get up and, do things slowly. So she can't just assume everybody is in bed, wallowing their sorrows in a whiskey bottle. I mean, some people do, but not everybody. So,
and if someone is, there might be a deeper reason, and they're not going to get the help they need from a lady at a Mary Kay conference.
Yeah, that wasn't very nice for her to say that.
It's weird. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. I really don't think that was very nice of her to say it at all. That was just mean to me because, people are struggling, with that in her audience, I'm sure.
It seemed just dismissive. That's it. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
It's not only something, it feels like too much. And I want to assure you that it's not. Rarely is it in your success, rather in your struggle, that God will show you who you really are. It was Sean Key that I first heard say how to turn your uncertain or sad story into your success story. So I invite you to turn your uncertain or sad story into your success story and fearlessly be all in for your best life. Work, it's a privilege, not a duty or a chore. Embrace the opportunity to overcome and fight for your best life. Nathan Moore is my 4th Mary Kay president. He's a godly man, a gifted listener, a strong and visionary leader who loves to win. I'm beyond grateful that at this season of my Mary Kay journey, he is leading Mary Kay US into our finest years ever. Get ready for growth. You'll either be a part of it and you'll reap the rewards that are sure to come, or you'll recall a day when you could have. Nathan has set the audacious goal of surpassing our current status as the #1 direct selling beauty and personal care brand in the US and top 5 global skincare brand to become #1 in all skincare and all color cosmetics across all channels, across all malls, across every possible way of selling in retail establishments. And he believes, as you can see, that we can take over this #1 inclusive status. And because of his commitment to equip us with awesome products, powerful support materials, and the partnership like I have never seen before in all of my 31 years, all that's left is your all in. Get your activation ritual on. Your heart.
Oh my gosh, we're almost done. I should have just waited like 1 more minute. What was their stat? Like Mary Kay is in the top MLM company? Was it in the world? Was it in the United States? Because I just Googled top MLM companies in the world, and I see Herbalife, Amway, Avon, Oriflame, Tupperware, Vorwerk. But it might have been the United States. It might have been, she might have said United States. My question is, everyone says they're the top MLM company, but they never show you the stats. I just typed in top MLMs in the US, and Mary Kay is on the list, but it's not the top one on the list.
No, it's not, because not everybody uses it. It's just not the top.
7.
I'm sorry, what? Number
It looks
7?
like it's number 7 on one of these lists.
Yeah.
Where's your sources, lady?
Right, exactly. Because it's just not. I don't know what the number 1 was or is, but it's definitely not Mary Kay. She said, there you go. Yeah, because she said in the US and then across the world and stuff. Nah, it's not going to. Oh, there we go. Yeah, took up with Mary Kay, Amway. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And Amway leaders say the same thing about Artistry. Artistry, oh my gosh, I haven't heard about them in forever. Wow, everyone is always the best. That's true.
Ane says they're the best as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're all the best. How is every company ever the best? Just like how is every MLM coach the best coach and the only coach that can change your life? Because every single one says the same thing. Yeah, and it gets frustrating. Well, I have to go through my pantry and pull out all of my MLM stuff that I'm never going to use now, but like from the Isogenics and what's the other one, Prove It or whatever. I've got everything. And what was my point? Oh, so what they want you to believe then is like all of their vitamins and everything that you take from them, it's perfect. So all of their stuff will cure all of your ailments. But they all say the same thing. If you just take all of their products, because they're meant to work together, so you should just take all the same. But everything is a miracle. They do it all like it's a miracle cure-all for everything, and it is not true at all. No, I don't even. There's nothing that's a miracle cure-all for anything. There just isn't. So I don't know why that. Well, I guess they say that to get you in, I guess, but it's just not. It's just not. I really do have to pull out my stuff. I have to get all that up. I got to get that bookcase behind me and put all my MLM products that I still have behind me. That would be fun. I think it would be. I got to do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We saw this one. Yeah, she says the same thing about Artistry. Correct. So you want to finish our last minute? Yeah, let's let it run. Okay.
Art speaks a message. It tells you to take action. You have 4 seconds left. Your prefrontal cortex recognizes it. It's time to make a decision. You have 3 seconds left. Count out loud. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go, you guys. Have the best year ever. God bless you.
Please give a standing ovation to your number 3 National Sales Director, Independent Executive National Sales Director, Pamela Waldrop-Shaw.
Is she done? Oh, yes. You can stop it. Yay, good job.
This one right here, I was listening to this. This was 2023. So this is the jacket for the year. They get a new jacket every year. So this is the suit for 2023.
I love that.
Yeah. I was listening to some of that today too. And this was really interesting as well. I went to her channel and her introduction on her channel. It would be fun to watch that at some point. It's just like 6 minutes long. But all she goes through is all the places that they got to go because of Mary Kay and everything. It's very interesting. It's like 6 minutes long for her introduction on her actual, YouTube channel. So we'll have to remember to do that soon with it. Just get yourself to one of the weekend conferences and go to the Sunday church service given by the Diamonds. You'll find God for sure, and God wants you to get filthy rich. Yeah. Yeah, they always they say that a lot too, where you want to have God in your favor, or you want to be in God's favor. That's what they always tell you. And so then if you're in God's favor, then you're going to get all these wonderful things that you're supposed to have. And God doesn't want you to be unhappy. He doesn't want you to be poor. And how do they know? Basically, when you think about it, you don't know who God is anyway. So how are you telling me what he's thinking? Oh my goodness.
Do you want to put us beside each other again?
Oh yes, I
But
am
not the big boxes. They
not the
look
big
big.
one. You want this one?
Yeah. I don't like the big boxes.
That was funny.
Yeah.
When I did that, we both went, "Whoa!"
What did we learn it, Marie? I feel like it was countdown from 5, right?
Mhm.
And do your thing. Pretty much work through trauma and hard times. And what
Yes.
else? Don't
Yeah,
think, just do.
and don't
Did I miss
think.
anything?
That's right. Don't think. And let's see. You may be afraid, but you don't know. Yeah, because she didn't know what she was doing in the beginning, but you just go and do it. Just show up with your little box.
Yep.
It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And if she opened her box at that lady's house, she must have been there for at least 3 to 4 hours if she was going through her case when she was there. Because at the time, these days, I think it's different. I haven't had a new one yet, but years ago when you got your Mary Kay kit, it opened up like, the little Barbie. Remember the little Barbie things that you would open up and you have your Barbie doll and all her little clothes in there and stuff, kind of like a plastic vinyl Barbie closet or something. I don't know. So that's how the kit used to come. And you
Okay.
would open it up and you had about 20 different foundations there. So you would have to try and match the person's face, all the mascaras and all the stuff. So it was all in a case and it had for every single color of skin that you can imagine trying to use. And it was very different. So if that's what she had, there's no way she could have set up her case to even, have that party. So 31 years ago, yeah, she had a case. So there you go. There's no way she could have done that. She would have been there for hours. And you try to go in, they say, oh, you only have to do it for 1 hour, and that's it. You run in, you do it really fast, and then, you can, leave and you make all this money for 1 hour of work. And that is never true. Never, never, never true. I had a Mary Kay party and I was so excited because there were 8 women that came to this party. That was huge. However, I think one lady was getting married and she had all the bridesmaids there or whatever. Oh, the Barbie cases. Yeah, definitely. We'll have to go up to, oh my goodness, we're slow on these things. I'll have to go back to the.
You're okay. Don't worry.
Okay. And so they were there. And then you have to set up their trays. So you have to set up the whole table. You got to make sure you had enough of those Mary Kay trays. And I actually donated all of those. And those weren't cheap either. You have to buy literally everything down to little makeup wipers and little sponges and your mascara things because you can only dip once. And it's expensive just to have the stuff you need. So you would have to set up everybody's little Mary Kay case. And then they wanted you to do the profile ahead of time if possible. But I couldn't call everybody on that party. So they were all doing their profiles, what kind of skin they had and stuff. And then you collect those from everybody. And then you start going through how they think their skin is. And then you have to pick out of your kit the right formula for them to use. So doing this with a bunch of people, that party, I was there for 6 hours and nobody bought anything. They just used the makeup and played, which was fine. I mean, you do want to play with it, but I spent a whole day there and traveling and bringing all my crap with me and stuff, and nobody bought a single thing, not one sale, and not one party booked either. So it's not true. It is not so easy like they tell you that it is. It's just not, because people don't want to be bothered. They're all busy, and with the way things are, these days especially, everybody's into something with their kids. So yeah, there's no time to do half of this stuff. You remember those? Yes, the little, mine was blue. And my sister's, I think she had the pink one. From Matthew, it is easier for, yes. We were just actually talking about that this weekend. I forgot why, but that came up in a conversation about the camel, going through the eye of a needle than the rich person to enter. That is absolutely true. We were just talking about that ourselves. Oh, and Mr. Ranger remembers those.
Everyone remembers them. I don't think I had Barbie cases like that. They were just little like plastic, like cardboard and then plastic in the front. I don't think they opened up.
Yeah, you're not old enough. That's what it has to be, because powder blue. Yes, that's the color I had. I had the powder blue one, and then even like Holly Hobby, that was another thing. I had my little Holly Hobby case, and yeah, the 60s and 70s were pretty cool. It was quite fun to be a kid in the 70s because you just had all the imagination, and yeah, it was way better, with being able to do stuff like that. I don't know. We got to use our imaginations because you didn't have money to buy everything either.
Yeah.
It's not like, instant gratification the way things have changed to today. I know I'm getting off subject, but anyway. Yeah, the one thing I remember, this was really fun though. My sister and I, we got a bunch of cardboard boxes and cut them up, and we had wrapping paper. So what we did was we created furniture and a big apartment. My dad had a big desk. And so we laid it all out and we made a giant apartment for our Barbies out of wrapping paper, tape, and cardboard. It was really fun. Oh my gosh, we had such a blast doing that. So
I love that.
Yeah.
My oldest friend, we made board games. That was our thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
We would spend all day making board games.
Oh my gosh, that would be fun to do.
Yeah, it was really
some of them you can make up your own rules for one, but
it took a really long time. It would be hours and hours per game, but it was really fun.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool. That's cool. We never did that. I always cheated at Monopoly. So my sister, she goes on and on and on about that because I'm 2 years older. So when we would play Monopoly, I would, I was always the banker. Got to be the banker, right? So I would take some money out and stick it. And I was doing this just to see if she would notice. And I was sticking money under the board. She never noticed one time. Not one time. And then when I would lift it up and, how are you getting all this money to buy all these hotels and houses? Well, then she figured it out because I showed her. I'm like, I got all this money here. You're not. Yeah.
I'm cheating.
Exactly. I had to tell her I was cheating.
I'm cheating. That's how I'm beating you.
Yeah. It was fun though.
That's so funny. I love that. All right. I think. So, are we done?
I don't know. Are we done, everybody?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. It was really fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah. I know I did. I hope everybody else had fun too.
We have so many people here. And thank you, everyone. I'm going to link you again, Anne Marie, okay?
Oh, thank you. Sure.
In the chat. Any of the friends who are in my chat, you can go click on this link that I just put in. And you can go subscribe to Anne Marie if you haven't already. That would be amazing. I'd really appreciate that.
Me too. Yeah. That would be really great. So I guess we'll have to decide when our next one is and see what we'll do.
Well, we'll email. We'll figure something fun out. Oh, thank you, Mr. Ranger.
Yes, that was so sweet. Oh, that makes me
so
feel
nice
good.
Of you. Oh, yay. Anastasia liked it too.
Oh, good. So fun.
Yay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So do you remember how to exit the stream?
Yes, because it has a big orange rectangle, and if I miss that, I'm really not seeing well. Fun too. Oh, I'm so glad.
Oh, good. Bye, Gary. Oh, yay.
Oh, yay. Oh, I'm glad.
So nice.
Yeah, we'll figure out what our next one is. It's going to be hopefully just as good.
Yes. Okay, so I'm not going to leave the studio. And yeah, so just exit the stream, but don't leave.
Okay. Lazy, I love that lazy little leopard. That's so cute. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you again really soon.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.